My dear friends, I'm Dr. David, 60 years old, and for over 3 decades in the field of health, I've witnessed thousands of people go through the cycle of losing weight, then gaining it back, then losing again. But there's one thing I always tell them. Weight loss isn't just about the scale. It's a deep conversation between you and your own body. I remember a patient named Margaret, 63, who once told me in a weary voice, "Doctor, I've tried everything, cutting sugar fasting, slimming teas, daily walks. But I still feel heavy. Not just my body, but my mind feels tired too." I smiled and said, "Margaret, maybe what you need isn't to lose weight quickly, but to learn to love your body slowly. Because you see, our bodies are not the enemy. They're our most loyal companions, enduring every mistake, every overeating, every sleepless night, still working silently to keep us alive." And the real journey of weight loss begins when you stop hating your body. When I was younger, I used to look in the mirror and feel dissatisfied with myself, even though I wasn't overweight. I realized the problem wasn't the number on the scale, but how I felt about myself. For those over 50, this truth becomes even more important. When you've lived half your life, your body reacts slower, your metabolism slows down, your sleep becomes lighter. But that doesn't mean you can't change. It just means you need to listen to yourself more. Imagine this. In the morning, instead of rushing for a sweet bun and black coffee, you start your day with eggs, some greens, and a warm glass of water. Your body isn't just fueled properly, it's being told, "I'm taking good care of myself." Or each evening, instead of eating late and watching TV until midnight, you choose a light, low-carb dinner finished by 7:30, take a slow walk, and listen to soft music. Your body will understand, it's time to rest, not to fight food anymore. I've seen many people after 50 regain their health, flexibility, and joy simply by changing small daily habits. They don't chase trends or force themselves. They choose calmness, patience, and self-love. Losing weight when done right doesn't make you smaller, it makes you freer. Free from guilt after every meal, free from the voice that says, "I'm not good enough." And most importantly, free from the exhaustion you've carried for too long. So today I want you to stop asking, "How many pounds do I want to lose?" And start asking, "Do I truly want to live healthier, lighter, and love myself more?" If your answer is yes, then I promise I'll guide you through each small step, each simple secret I've learned over 30 years. And perhaps today will be the beginning of your body's healing journey. My dear friends, after more than 3 decades as a doctor, I've noticed one thing that repeats in everyone, especially after 50, stress is the silent thief of health. It doesn't shout, it doesn't cause pain right away, but it wears your body down slowly from your sleep, your heartbeat to your metabolism. If you're trying to lose weight while constantly worrying, feeling angry, or sleepless, I want you to know this. No diet, no workout can defeat stress. I remember a patient, Linda, 58. She came in with dark circles under her eyes, saying she'd tried it all, cutting carbs, yoga, supplements, but her weight wouldn't budge. I asked, "Linda, how does your day usually start?" She said, "I wake up with a to-do list and I'm already tired before I even get out of bed." I smiled and said, "Your problem isn't in your meals, it's in your breath." Stress triggers cortisol, the survival hormone that once helped humans escape danger, but today it makes us gain weight and feel drained. Cortisol makes your liver release glucose, your heart beat faster, and your body store fat, especially around the belly. And worse, it makes you crave sugar as a form of comfort. That's why the more exhausted you are, the more you reach for sweets, coffee, or fast food. I often tell my patients, reducing stress is the first step to losing weight and the first step to living again. Try this. Every morning before touching your phone, take 3 deep breaths. It may sound small, but those 3 breaths can activate your parasympathetic nervous system, signaling your body to heal. If possible, take a slow 10-minute walk, not to count steps, but to feel the ground beneath your feet and the air in your lungs. I know life will always have worries, but you can choose how to respond to them. Your body doesn't need perfection. It just needs a moment to breathe. So before you think about diets or calories, ask yourself, am I truly at peace today? If the answer is no, then start there. Because a calm mind leads the way to a healthy body. And sometimes letting go of stress is the most powerful weight loss exercise you can do. My dear friends, I've always believed that morning is the navigator for the entire day. The way you begin your morning decides your energy, your mood, and even whether or not you'll overeat at night. I've met so many patients who say, "Doctor, I eat so little but still gain weight." When I ask further, I usually hear the same thing. "In the morning, I just have coffee and a little pastry." And that's the problem. Coffee and sugar make your insulin spike, then crash quickly. When insulin rises, you feel alert and energized. but an hour later it drops, leaving you hungry, tired, and craving something sweet again. That's why so many people say, I don't know why I feel hungry all day. It's not a lack of willpower, it's just that you started your body's engine the wrong way. Another patient of mine, Thomas, 61, used to eat diet cereal, drink orange juice, and have black coffee for breakfast. He thought that was a healthy breakfast. But the sugar from that juice and cereal was enough to trigger 3 times the insulin your body needed. I advised him to switch things up: 2 eggs, a little butter, a slice of whole grain bread, and a warm glass of water. 3 weeks later, he came back smiling. Doctor, I don't snack anymore. By lunchtime, I'm just lightly hungry. That's the power of morning protein. Protein stabilizes your blood sugar, reduces cravings, and activates fat burning instead of fat storing. It also provides the building blocks to maintain muscle mass, crucial for people over 50 when the body naturally starts losing muscle. Imagine this. You wake up calmly, pour yourself a warm glass of water, take a deep breath, then sit down to a plate of eggs, lightly sautéed vegetables, and a gentle smile. You're not just eating to fill your stomach, you're sending your body a message of love. Today, I start with good energy. If you're a vegetarian, there are still great choices: tofu, Greek yogurt, low-fat cheese, chia oats, or unsweetened soy milk. What matters most isn't what you eat, it's avoiding sugar to start your day. Remember, your body is like a luxury car. If you put in the wrong fuel first thing in the morning, it'll run sluggish all day. But if you start it with protein, clean, steady, lasting fuel, you'll notice the difference within weeks. Fewer cravings, clearer focus, and steady energy throughout the day. Morning is nature's gift, and how you treat it is how you treat yourself. My dear friends, many people believe that to lose weight, they must go to the gym, sweat for hours every day, buy expensive equipment, or hire a personal trainer. But I'll tell you something that many of my patients didn't believe at first. A simple habit, walking 15 to 20 minutes after each meal, can completely transform your health. I once had a patient named Robert, 67, a retired engineer. He came to me with high blood sugar, high cholesterol, and the stubborn beer belly that wouldn't go away, even though he ate very little. He said, Doctor, I don't have the energy for heavy workouts anymore. Just climbing stairs makes me breathless. I smiled and said, perfect. Then we'll start with the simplest thing, walking. He looked surprised. Just walking? I nodded. Yes, but not random walk after each meal. Our bodies are intelligent machines. After eating, your blood sugar rises. If you sit right after, watch TV, read, or lie down, glucose doesn't get used and turns into stored fat. But if you stand up and walk gently for 15-20 minutes, your body immediately uses that glucose for energy. The result: stable blood sugar, better digestion, and activated fat burning. After just 3 weeks, Robert came back with a big smile. He said, yes, sir, want to. Doctor, I never knew walking could make me feel this good. I sleep better, my belly feels lighter, and every morning I want to go outside and breathe. I looked at him and thought, sometimes what the body needs isn't intensity, but consistency and kindness. Walking after meals doesn't need to be fast or measured. You can walk in your yard, around your living room, or down your apartment hallway. What matters is to move, to not let your body hibernate after eating. If you have loved ones, invite them to join you. Walk and talk. It's a beautiful way to connect and nourish the spirit. I once read a Japanese study showing that people who walked 15 minutes after dinner had 30% lower blood sugar levels compared to those who sat and rested. And the best part, walking not only helps with weight loss, it also reduces stress by stimulating serotonin, the happiness hormone. So next time after a meal, don't rush to sit or turn on the TV. Take a walk, slow, gentle, as a way to thank your body for sharing another meal with you. Let each step be a message that says, I am alive, I am breathing, and I am taking care of myself. Because sometimes one small walk after a meal can be the first big step toward your health and peace. My dear friends, I know when we talk about sugar, many people sigh, because sugar is everywhere. It's in your morning cookie, in the healthy fruit juice, in the low-fat yogurt, and even in foods you'd never suspect: sauces, bread, or canned soups. I often tell my patients, if nicotine makes you addicted to cigarettes, then sugar is what makes the entire world addicted without even realizing it. Science has proven that sugar activates the brain's pleasure center, releasing dopamine, the same hormone released when we love, laugh, or win. That's why after eating sweets, you feel happy, excited, and light. But that feeling doesn't last. When dopamine drops, you feel empty, tired, and your body starts craving another dose. That's why the more sugar you eat, the more you want. It's not a habit, it's biology. I remember a patient named Nancy, 62 years old. She told me, Doctor, I can't live without sweets. Every afternoon, I need a candy or a piece of chocolate. When I asked her to record her daily sugar intake, we found it was the equivalent of 14 teaspoons of sugar a day. Nancy was shocked. I asked her, if I told you to drink 14 teaspoons of sugar dissolved in water every day, would you do it? She laughed. Of course not. I said, yet your body is doing exactly that every single day. When Nancy began cutting down on sugar, she went through a few days of fatigue and irritability, like someone in withdrawal. But after just 2 weeks, her skin glowed, her sleep improved, and most importantly, she no longer craved sweets. Her body was free. Many people ask me, Doctor, is honey palm sugar or brown sugar any better? The answer, not much. They're all sucrose, just in different forms and flavors. No matter how natural they seem, if overused, they still raise insulin and store fat. I'm not saying you must quit sweetness completely, but be mindful. If you crave something sweet, choose fresh fruit, because with the same amount of sugar, you also get fiber and vitamins that slow absorption. You see, after 50, your body doesn't handle sugar the same way. Even small daily excesses can accumulate as fat, cause inflammation, and damage delicate brain cells. So next time you reach for candy or milk tea, ask yourself, am I enjoying this or surrendering to it? If you choose to enjoy it mindfully, you'll taste the true sweetness, health, and freedom. My dear friends, if there's one thing I've learned after years of being a doctor, it's this. How we eat matters just as much as what we eat. I've met so many people who say they eat very healthy, all vegetables, oats, and fruits, yet still feel heavy and tired after meals. When I ask them, in what setting do you eat? Most answer, oh, I eat while watching TV, reading news, or scrolling my phone. And that's the reason. The human body was designed to experience meals, not just to refuel. When you eat while working or distracted, your brain doesn't register the signal that says I'm eating. As a result, you eat faster, eat more, and still feel hungry afterward. Science calls this mindless eating. I remember a patient named George, 65. He told me, I've always eaten fast my whole life. I've eaten like I'm racing. When he retired, he began gaining weight, even though his portions didn't change. I told him to try this. Next time you eat, turn off the TV. Put your phone aside. Just sit, look at your food, and chew slowly. The following week, he came back with surprise in his eyes. Doctor, I never realized food smelled so good. And I felt full sooner, even though I ate less. That's mindful eating, simple but powerful. When you eat with awareness, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for digestion and healing. You absorb nutrients, better reduce inflammation, decrease cravings, and even improve sleep. Try this at your next meal. Sit down and look at your food carefully. Smell it. Savor the first bite, not with your mind, but with your senses. Chew slowly without rushing. When you do this, you're sending your body a message. I am safe. I have enough. I am grateful. Many people over 50 eat fast because of lifelong habits, eating quickly to work, raise kids, or take care of others. But in this stage of life, it's time to slow down, to live more deeply. Don't see a meal as a task to complete. See it as a ritual of life. A Harvard study showed that those who practice mindful eating have lower cortisol levels, less inflammation, and better weight control. Not because they eat less, but because they feel enough. You don't need deep meditation or complex techniques. Just be present each time you lift your spoon, because it's in those simple, quiet moments that we reconnect food, body, and soul. Remember, eating slowly isn't just for better digestion, it's for living fully. My dear friends, throughout my many years as a doctor, there's one thing I've always emphasized to my patients, especially those over 50. Green vegetables and fiber are the shield that protect your body every single day. Many people think vegetables are just side dishes, decorations on a plate. But to me, greens are nature's medicine, a gift from the earth itself. I once had a patient named Susan, 59, who hardly ate vegetables for years. She told me, Doctor, I just don't like vegetables. They're bland and hard to swallow. When she came to see me, she had chronic constipation, unstable blood sugar, dull skin, and constant fatigue. I didn't prescribe medicine. I simply said, from today, I want you to add at least 1 serving of green vegetables to every meal, even just a handful. 3 weeks later, Susan came back with a bright smile. Doctor, I can't believe how much better I feel. My body feels lighter, I sleep better, and even my skin looks brighter. That's the power of fiber in greens. Fiber works like a soft broom sweeping through your intestines, clearing toxins and slowing down the absorption of sugar and cholesterol. When you eat enough vegetables, your blood sugar stabilizes, your digestion improves, and belly fat decreases faster. Especially after 50, when our metabolism slows down. Fiber becomes your loyal friend, keeping your body balanced. It helps you feel full, Longer manage your portions and feed the good bacteria in your gut, the prebiotics that keep your microbiome healthy. And as you know, a healthy gut is the foundation of all health. If you're not used to eating many vegetables, start small. I'm going to add a handful of greens to breakfast like spinach with your eggs. Shiver, have a small salad before lunch. Off. Drink a light green smoothie in the afternoon. Sure. And always include steamed or boiled vegetables with dinner. I often say, let your plate have at least 3 colors: green from vegetables, orange from roots or fruits, and white or brown from clean protein. If you can do that, you're nourishing your body with the purest energy, something no medicine can replace. And here's something magical: the more vegetables you eat, the less you crave sweets. That's your body finding its balance again. Remember, vegetables aren't just food, they're care. Every time you add greens to your meal, you're telling your body, I care about you, I want you to be healthy. So next time you see a plate of boiled greens or a salad, don't think of it as a side dish. Think of it as the main dish of life, a gentle gift from nature to keep you healthy, light, and at peace each day. My dear friends, I believe we've all felt this before. A quiet evening, you're sitting in front of the TV, not really hungry, yet your hand reaches for cookies or chocolate on the table. Not because your body needs energy, but because your heart feels empty. I've met many patients who say, Doctor, I don't eat that much, but whenever I'm sad or lonely, I just want to eat something to feel better. And I understand, because sometimes food isn't just nourishment, it's comfort. It makes us feel seen, soothed, even if only for a moment. But what few people realize is that emotional eating is a cycle without an exit. The more you eat to soothe emotions, the guiltier you feel afterward, which makes you sadder and leads you to eat again. It's not your stomach that's the problem, it's your heart. I remember a woman named Linda, 56. She told me that every time she felt stressed or argued with her husband, she would open the fridge looking for something: sweet cakes, milk, ice cream, anything. I asked her, were you truly hungry at those moments? She paused for a long time and softly said, no, I just wanted to fill the emptiness inside. I suggested she try something different. The next time you want to eat but aren't sure if you're hungry, drink a glass of water and take a 5-minute walk. If after 10 minutes you're still hungry, then eat. But if the feeling fades, that wasn't hunger, it was sadness asking to be heard. And you know what? After just 2 weeks, Linda came back smiling. Doctor, I realized most of the time I wasn't hungry. I was lonely. I told her, and I want to tell you now, food can't heal sadness. It only puts it to sleep for a while. After 50, our bodies don't need as many calories, but our hearts need more connection and peace. Instead of finding comfort in food, seek it in gentler things. A phone call with a loved one, a soft piece of music, a slow evening walk, or simply a deep breath and the words, I'm okay. I don't need food to feel loved. Weight loss doesn't begin in the stomach, it begins in the heart. When you learn to recognize true hunger and emotional hunger, you don't just gain control of your weight, you regain control of your life. So next time you open the fridge, pause and ask yourself, am I hungry or am I craving love? That answer might just be the first step toward losing weight with understanding, not with restriction. My dear friends, in over 30 years as a doctor, I've seen so many people suffer from fatigue, weight gain, headaches, and even mild depression, all because they don't drink enough water. The funny thing is they don't even realize it. When they're tired, they think they need more sleep. When they're hungry, they think their body needs food. But in reality, most of those signals are just thirst disguised. Our bodies are more than 60% water, yet most people treat water like an optional accessory, drinking only when they're thirsty. And that's a mistake, because when you feel thirsty, your body is already mildly dehydrated. That slows your metabolism, makes you sluggish, reduces your ability to burn fat, and often tricks you into thinking you're hungry. The result, you eat more than you need. I once had a patient named Paul, 64, a long-haul truck driver. He was often tired, had dry skin, and kept complaining, Doctor, I eat so little but still gain weight. When I asked further, I learned he drank coffee and diet soda all day, but almost no water. I told him to try something simple. Keep a 1-liter bottle in your truck. Take a sip every 15 minutes, even if you're not thirsty. A month later, Paul came back smiling. Doctor, I didn't change anything else, but I lost nearly 5 pounds. I feel lighter. Turns out my body was just thirsty. Paul's story may sound simple, but it holds a big truth. Water doesn't just quench thirst, it fuels life. It helps your liver detoxify, supports kidney function, keeps muscles flexible, brightens your skin, and strengthens your heart. And especially after 50, staying hydrated helps prevent constipation, lowers blood pressure, and improves memory. But even water must be consumed the right way. Don't gulp it all at once and then forget it for hours. Sip steadily a little each hour so your body can absorb it properly. In the morning after waking, drink a glass of warm water. It helps your body wake up after a night of detox. 20 minutes before meals, drink a small glass. It helps digestion and prevents overeating. After meals, wait at least 30 minutes before drinking so you don't dilute your digestive enzymes. And remember, coffee, tea, and soda do not replace water. They might keep you alert, but they also dehydrate you faster. Water is the simplest thing, yet the most forgotten. If you want to make a real change for your health, don't look far. Start with a glass of water. Because sometimes your body doesn't need more food, more medicine, or more tricks. It just needs to be listened to and soothed with a sip of pure water. My dear friends, the human body runs on a sophisticated clock. We often forget the circadian rhythm. You can't see it, but it controls almost everything from sleep, heartbeat, and hormones to metabolism and fat burning. I've met many patients over 50 who say, "Doctor, I eat clean, I walk every day, but my weight just won't drop." And when I ask more, they often say, "I sleep late, sometimes not until midnight, and I wake up tired, so I drink coffee to stay awake." That's the root of the problem. No diet works if you're living against your body's natural rhythm. I once treated a man named Harris, 62. He had worked night shifts for 20 years. He had belly fat, high blood pressure, and constant sugar cravings. When I asked him to record his eating and sleeping times, I discovered he ate dinner around 10 p.m., sometimes with late-night snacks. I told him one simple thing: you don't need to work out harder, just sleep earlier and finish dinner before 7:30 p.m. 3 weeks later, he came back amazed. "Doctor, I can't believe it, just sleeping on time made my belly shrink. I wake up light and I don't crave sweets anymore." The reason is simple. After 10 p.m., your body shifts from digestion to repair. If you eat late, your food isn't burned, it's stored as fat. And when you lack sleep, the hunger hormone ghrelin increases, while leptin, the satiety hormone, decreases, making you eat more, yet feel unsatisfied. A Harvard study found that sleeping less than 5 hours a night increases the risk of weight gain and type 2 diabetes by nearly 40%. So, sleep isn't just rest, it's part of your metabolism. To keep your circadian rhythm balanced, remember these 3 small things. 1. Sleep and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. 2. Avoid blue light from phones or TV at least 1 hour before bed. 3. Don't eat after 7:30 p.m. Your body needs rest, not fuel. I often tell my patients, sleep is the cheapest, most powerful vitamin you can give your body. Your body doesn't need to work 24 hours, it needs quiet moments to recover. And in those quiet hours, your cells regenerate hormones, rebalance fat burns, and your mind finds peace again. So don't see sleeping on time as a luxury. See it as a gift, one you give yourself every night. A gift of youth, glowing skin, a strong heart, and a grateful body that thanks you for letting it rest. My dear friends, if there's one common mistake I see in most people's weight loss journeys, it's skipping breakfast. Many believe if I eat less, I'll lose weight faster. It sounds logical, but the human body isn't a calculator. It's a living, intelligent system that knows how to protect itself. When you skip meals, your body doesn't think, we're losing weight. It thinks we're starving, I need to store energy to survive. And so it slows your metabolism, stores more fat, and makes weight loss twice as hard. I once had a patient named Monica, 57. She came to me weak and tired, insisting she needed to eat less to lose weight. I asked her what she ate in a day. She said, "In the morning, I only drink black coffee, lunch is light, and dinner is when I really eat because I'm starving by then." I smiled and said, "Monica, your problem isn't that you eat too much at night, it's that your body has been starving all day. When you stay hungry too long, your body panics and holds on to every calorie." I advised her to eat a full breakfast, eggs, greens, a little whole grain, and warm water. 3 weeks later, she returned smiling brightly. "Doctor, it's amazing. I eat breakfast every day now, but I've lost weight, my belly feels lighter, and I have energy all day." That's the power of nourishing your body at the right time. When you give your body energy in the morning, you turn on your metabolism for the day. Your brain becomes sharper, your muscles work better, and your hunger hormones, especially leptin, function efficiently. On the other hand, skipping breakfast drops your blood sugar, makes you irritable, unfocused, and by evening you overeat, often double. And most of those calories turn straight into fat since your body moves less at night. For people over 50, breakfast isn't just about weight loss, it's about maintaining memory, stabilizing blood pressure, and protecting the heart. A breakfast rich in protein, fiber, and healthy fats keeps your energy steady all morning, avoiding those insulin spikes and crashes. I always tell my patients, if dinner is a soft ending to your day, breakfast is a respectful greeting to your body. Eat breakfast with gratitude, not rush, not guilt. Because when you fuel your body well, it returns the favor with balance, vitality, and peace. Remember, skipping breakfast won't make you thinner. It'll just make you exhausted. Eating right, that's what makes you truly healthy, light, and alive. My dear friends, if morning is when your body awakens, then evening is when it heals. But sadly, most people turn dinner into a final battle of the day. After a long, tiring day, they say, "I didn't eat much today, I deserve a little reward." But that little reward often turns into a full plate of rice, fried dishes, soda, and dessert. And instead of resting, your body stays up all night digesting. I once had a patient named Henry, 63, who always ate dinner at 9 p.m. He said, "That's just my habit, doctor. If I eat less at night, I can't sleep." I didn't ask him to quit cold turkey. I simply suggested, "Henry, try eating earlier around 7 p.m. and instead of a full meal, have something light: soup, steamed vegetables, or fish. Then take a 10-minute walk before bed." 2 weeks later, Henry returned with bright eyes and said, "Doctor, I'm sleeping better, my stomach feels lighter, and I wake up refreshed." I smiled. That's because your body finally got the rest it needed. You see, after 7 p.m., your body starts releasing melatonin, the sleep hormone. If you eat heavily at that time, digestion kicks in hard and disrupts melatonin production. Your liver, intestines, and kidneys, organs that need rest, are forced to work overtime. The result: waking up heavy, bloated, or moody without knowing why. Dinner doesn't need to be fancy or abundant. What your body needs is gentleness and meaning. A warm bowl of soup, some steamed vegetables, a bit of light protein, and most importantly, a peaceful mindset. I always tell my patients, treat dinner as a ritual of gratitude, a way to thank your body for carrying you through the day. Turn off the TV, put down your phone, sit at the table, eat slowly, and listen to your body. No need for words, just presence. When you eat with gratitude, your body absorbs better and your mind relaxes. After 50, dinner isn't for fullness, it's for restoration. Your body doesn't need more fuel, it needs rest and lightness. So next time you look at the clock and see it's late, remember, you don't need more food, you need deep sleep. A light, simple, and warm dinner is the gift you give your body before a peaceful night's rest. And when morning comes, you'll feel something wonderful, not just light in your stomach, but light in your soul. My dear friends, if you've been listening to me throughout this journey from releasing stress, eating right, sleeping well, to learning how to love your body, then perhaps you've realized something. Weight loss isn't a battle, it's a homecoming. I don't want you to look at the scale as a sentence. I want you to see it as a mirror reflecting your habits and your emotions. And trust me, you don't need to change everything in one day. Just start with something small. Drink an extra glass of water, take a walk after meals, eat a little slower, or simply take 3 deep breaths before you lift your spoon. I've seen people in their 60s transform beautifully simply by being consistent with those small habits. One of my patients, Margaret, 68, once told me, "I used to think I was too old to change. But then I started walking 10 minutes every evening, eating a little less, and smiling a little more. After 3 months, not only did my body change, my soul did too." Her words stayed with me. Because when you care for your body with love, it responds with vitality. But when you care for it with fear, it only knows how to defend itself. So if today, while watching this video, you feel a bit anxious, disappointed, or tired of your weight, pause and take a deep breath. Say to yourself, "I'm not perfect, but I'm on my way to becoming better." That is the true spirit of this journey, not losing weight to be loved, but losing weight because you've begun to love yourself. And I want to invite you right after this video to choose one small action. Shibarinun. Take a 10-minute walk around your home. Drink 1 more glass of warm water. Or simply turn off your phone, sit still, and listen to your breath. Don't wait until you have more time to begin. Because health waits for no one, and the most precious thing you have is today. If my words have inspired you, please hit like, subscribe, and share this video with those you love, with anyone who's also on a journey to rediscover balance and health after 50. I'm Dr. David, and I truly believe each of us has the power to heal if only we listen to our bodies long enough and gently enough. Thank you for walking this path with me today. Remember, health isn't just in the body, it's in every choice you make every single day. I wish you a peaceful evening, a deep sleep, and a bright, energetic tomorrow. See you in the next video, where together we'll keep walking one small step at a time on this journey to live healthy, live slow, and live fully.